Hi guys, this is Streamroller Carlos. On today's video, I'm going to talk about the Star Wars prequels as a countdown to Ahsoka, the new Disney Plus series about the new Star Wars series of courtesy of Disney Plus that is coming to Disney Plus on August 23rd. On Disney Plus. And hopefully if you guys like this, my first video of the prequels, I'll do my videos on the original trilogy and episodes 7 through 9. Hopefully, if you guys like this video, both in English and in Spanish. So here we go, guys. So, in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, we get to our first glimpse into our favorite galaxy far, far away, excluding the original Star Wars trilogy. Episode 4 through 6. If we exclude episode 4 through 6. Episode 4 through 6. So in this first prequel, we get our first glimpse at Qui-Gon Jinn, who, as we learn in the first scene, is the main Jedi Master in the story, and he's the Jedi Master to Obi-Wan Kenobi, who would eventually play a big important part in the Star Wars universe that we love and know now, and that we obviously, some of us revere, and we consider Star Wars to be one of the greatest movie franchises of all time. But anyway, we get to see Qui-Gon Jinn, who's played by Liam Neeson, the guy from Taken. But instead of giving us warnings through the phone that he's gonna kick some bad guy's head off through the phone. Before he did that, before he was giving instructions he was giving telephone warnings through the phone to international kidnappers. He was handling he was a great handler of lightsabers. In this case, green lightsaber or blue lightsaber, and his Padawan, his apprentice was Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor. At this, according to my knowledge, in Star Wars terms, I think he would be. I'm not sure if you can check me on this, but I think in Star Wars terms, or in Star Wars age terms, I think Obi-Wan is like 24 or 21, going into his 20, in his early 20s, and the galaxy's going through a difficult transition. Basically, basically the Jedi, basically the 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 co- the galactic council, who who is the who is the that is the main government body of the Star Wars galaxy, um, is being or is in a fight with the Federation, which is the government body of what we now know as the which is now that we all know as the Sith, or before the Empire. So the Federation is the government body of the Sith, which is a precursor government, or a precursor government to the Empire. To the Empire. So you may ask, how is the Federation in the Galactic Council? Well, here's the thing. They have an evil insider. The Federation has an evil insider who is the leader of the Federation in plain sight, and that man is Ambassador Palpatine. Ambassador Palpatine. Yes, that Palpatine that eventually would become, or eventually turns in, who in reality is Lord Sidious, but in disguise. So the Federation is trying to bring the console, the galactic console to its knees, and therefore they want to rule the planet of Naboo. Naboo is their first planet that they want to rule. The Federation, and they seek this opportunity, or they see this opportunity to rule over Naboo. The Federation does, by taking advantage of the young and naive according to them, and easy to manipulate Queen Amidala, or Queen Amidala. So the Galactic Council, Galactic Congress, Galactic Council or Congress sends two undercover congressmen to meet up with the two heads of the Federation. The two heads of the Federation, and the secret congressmen are really Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn, and of course Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi. And and Queen Amidala, or Queen Amidala, tells has this plan that Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn to meet up with the two heads of the Federation and have peace talks. Have peace talks so they don't take over the planet of Naboo and its neighboring planet of Gangan. Of Naboo, which has a very funny species of Gangan. Which are natives of which are natives which are the native people, some of the native people of Naboo. Jar Jar Binks, which I'll get to here in a little bit. So Queen Amidala. So Queen Amidala sends Obi-Wan and his Jedi Master, Qui-Gon Jinn, on this peace treaty, on this peace talk mission to talk to the two heads of the Federation. And the two heads of the Federation get when they talk to these secret councilmen or congressmen, intergalactic congressmen, they after they talk, they get a little bit suspicious. They get a little bit suspicious, and they send their robot butler to welcome the two secret congressmen, intergalactic congressmen, and when their butler returns, they ask him, "Who are these secret congressmen? What are their real intentions?" And the robot says to his two masters, or Federation masters, that they're really Jedi's, and the two Federation leaders try to kill Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn right there on the spot in their ship, right there on the spot. So when Queen Amidala talks to or gets in contact with the two Federation leaders, she asks him, did my two congressmen, did my delegation of two congressmen talk to you? And the two Federation leaders say, no, your Majesty, Your Highness, they haven't arrived, or they didn't, we don't know what you're talking about. And Queen Amidala says, I hope, I hope, I hope that you are not lying to me. If you are, I'll talk to the Intergalactic Congress to punish you, or to punish the Federation. But then, Qui-Gon Jinn, after battling uh, droids and blaster snipers, they stumble upon a room where both Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn stumble into a room where they kind of see, or they kind of, yes, they stumble into a pathway which leads to a room where they see, in the Federation ship that they're in, because that's where the two Federation leaders are in the Federation ship. But anyway, they stumble into this room and they see that the two Federation leaders have built a sort of droid army to go down to the ground, to go down to Naboo and take and seize it. So Qui-Gon Jinn has an idea. They sneak into one of these droid carriers, and they go down to Naboo themselves. And of course they get out of the droid carrier without, obviously, the droids noticing them. But then the two Federation leaders talk to one of the droid generals and tells the droid generals that there are two Jedis with you, or they infiltrated one of our droid carriers, and keep an eye on if you see them. And if you see them, kill them. Take them out on the spot. And as Qui-Gon Jinn is hiding and not trying to get caught, and at the same time exploring and looking for Obi-Wan Kenobi, he sees a Gangan named Jar Jar Binks in the middle of the road, and Qui-Gon Jinn sees one of these droid carriers coming towards Jar Jar, and of course Jar Jar Binks is distracted, and before Jar Jar gets run over by this droid carrier. Qui-Gon Jinn saves Jar Jar from from a becoming a Gangan pancake. And Jar Jar says thank you. Now now I now Jar Jar says thank you, and he says, Obi-Wan, I now now I'm in debt with you. Now I'm your your I want to be your companion, your travel companion, including with Obi-Wan. So both Jar Jar and Qui-Gon finally locate Obi-Wan, and both both Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan say to each other, we need to get to higher ground to see what to do next. And Jar Jar gives him the idea that he could take both Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn underneath the planet. What I mean by that is underwater, to his underwater secret planet above, beneath the surface of Naboo. So Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan take Jar Jar's offer, and so he takes him underwater. So Jar Jar takes him underwater to his underwater home planet beneath Naboo, and we as viewers realize that at this point we realize that Jar Jar is clumsy in a way that is detrimental to Qui-Gon and to Obi-Wan's new mission, and eventually Jar Jar Binks says, I by myself got kicked out from my underwater home planet because I was a dum-dum or clumsy, and Obi-Wan says, really, Jar Jar, you really got kicked out? Really, Jar Jar, you really can you really get kicked out because you are clumsy? And Jar Jar says in his own words, yes to yes to Obi-Wan, but then Jar Jar before that conversation, Jar Jar leads Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon to his home underwater home planet Emperor guy that, sorry if I can't remember the emperor's full name, because Star Wars names are some Star Wars names are very cool, but are also some Star Wars names are hard to pronounce. But so Jar Jar takes both Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn to his emperor, and the emperor says to Jar Jar, "What are you doing?" And again, in his own way, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, Jar Jar? I kicked you out. Get out of here. Get out of here. And Jar Jar says, I brought some new locals or new friends that want to talk to you. And eventually, Qui-Gon Jinn tries to convince the Emperor of Jar Jar's home planet, the Ganganese Emperor, tries to convince the Ganganese Emperor to be an ally for the Intergalactic Congress, and to stop the Federation from taking over Naboo. And the Ganganian Emperor says, no, why would we help the people of Naboo? It's not a problem. And Qui-Gon Jinn, in his own Jedi words, he says, it will become your problem eventually, and you will see what I'm talking about. So and eventually during the conversation, Qui-Gon Jinn convinces the Ganganese Emperor to release Jar Jar, and Qui-Gon Jinn convinces the Ganganese Emperor to let Jar Jar to be a part of their expedition, of his and Obi-Wan's expedition, and to find a solution, a fast and easy and non-violent solution to the incursion of the Federation. So then the Ganganese Emperor says, there's a way out. There's a way out of here. But then Jar Jar says to there's an easy way and a shortcut out of here to Qui-Gon. And Jar Jar says, Qui-Gon, stop, Misa, stop, Qui-Gon, Misa, stop, Qui-Gon. Emperor is misleading you, Misa. And Qui-Gon says, Jar Jar, do you know another way out of your home underwater home? And he says yes. And eventually, the three of them get a ship, get a craft, a watercraft, Star Wars vehicle type watercraft, and they encounter two amazing and cool creatures that only Star Wars can give you, and they eventually reach the surface above of Naboo, and all three of them talk to the main general of the Queen Amidala's protection guard, and says and tells and all three and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and a little bit of Jar Jar speaking a little bit. Jar Jar says, all three of them says, tell the princess that you should that your Majesty or your Highness, your royal Naboo and Highness, you should get to somewhere safe, and Queen Amidala says, Jedi Masters and Jar Jar, yes, I know I should get to safety, but I need to go to Coruscant, which is the home planet, which is the home base planet of the Jedi Temple and the Galactic Congress, the Intergalactic Congress, and so Queen Amidala finally gets her way and says, and she will eventually travel to Coruscant on one condition, that Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn be a part of her traveling party, besides their royal guardsmen and the main royal general guardsmen, with Jar Jar Binks in tow. But the Royal Highness ship is in a room in a secret store in a shipping in a craft in a carrier room. Yes, in a carrier room where by this time, or that is being run or getting invaded by a segment of of droids. So the party, or everyone, goes to this goes to this carrier area, and the first fight between Obi-Wan, between between the Jedi and the Royal Guards, the Royal Guards of the Queen Amidala, and the droids and the Federation officially begins. So after the battle, after the scuffle, after the scuffle ends, Queen Amidala and her traveling party get on her ship, but they don't have enough. But the captain, or the pilot captain of Royal Highness Amidala's ship, says, "Your Highness," or to Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, and to the rest of the party, and to the Royal Guard General, "Sir, we don't have enough fuel to arrive to Coruscant, and besides, our engines are down, and we're stuck as done. We are stuck as a piece of gum, as an old piece of gum." And this is where we meet. This is where we officially or unofficially meet R2-D2. Who, as we all know, again, who would become one of many players later on in the franchise. But at this time, R2-D2 was a maintenance, maintenance droid, which he is, and he and his droid mates tried to fix refire the missing engine, but one of R2-D2's droid mates gets pushed off, and basically gets blown off into outer space, and that reaction of being blown off creates more trouble to the engine. So R2-D2 does his maintenance magic, and he fixes the ship. So as a alternative landing spot, since the Royal Highness ship can't make it to its original destination of Coruscant, Obi-Wan finds a desolate planet that is not controlled by the Federation. This planet is Tatooine. And this is where they could find they could find uh, the missing part, the missing parts to their engine, to their engine problem, and this is where, and eventually they would, and eventually Qui-Gon Jinn, and Padme Amidala, who is a servant to Queen Amidala. So, to Queen Amidala. So to Queen Amidala, you know, go around the planet, explore the planet of Tatooine, and are trying to find a place where they could find, or a hardware store, the equivalent of a hardware store, in Star Wars terms, to find the missing pieces of their of Queen Amidala's royal ship, so they could travel all the way to Coruscant, and of course, Padme Amidala wants to explore the planet with Qui-Gon and R2D2, and Qui-Gon isn't pleased with the idea to have young Padme joining him and R2D2 to find missing parts of the ship on this dangerous and desolate planet. But eventually, Padme gets her wish, and she explores the desolate planet of Tatooine with a very, 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 very concerned, but obligable Qui-Gon. And and eventually both Qui-Gon and Padme would meet Anakin Skywalker. Anakin's the little boy known as Anakin Skywalker, and his mother. And eventually Anakin Skywalker, eventually Anakin convinces both his mom and Qui-Gon that he knows a way to get the parts that they need for Queen Amidala's ship. And that way is by racing a pod race, basically a spaceship race. But the one problem, or the one issue that young Anakin has, is that he has tried to win a pod race before, but he hasn't finished a race before. He has competed very well, but his track record in pod races isn't good. And Qui-Gon sees something something intrigues, something is like pulling uh pulling Qui-Gon's interest 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 into Anakin Anakin into focus a little bit more. Qui-Gon sees in Anakin that Anakin is not like just a regular boy from Tatooine. Qui-Gon can sense that there's something special about inside of Anakin, and he finally he's he he's he 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 eventually he finds that eventually Qui-Gon tells Obi-Wan to run a test on Anakin's blood cells, or miniature blood cells that will carry that blood test on Anakin, and the test results are very the test results from this blood test are very astonishing. Anakin's blood has surpassed the test of midichlorians. Now, midichlorians are the equivalent of I really want to say the equivalent of super the ultimate blood count. Yes, the ultimate blood count. The ultimate blood count that a young child or young person can have in Star Wars terms. Now, if you have above 100 or more than 100 midichlorians in your blood, you are considered to be harboring inside of you, or containing inside of your body the power of the Force inside of you that hasn't developed yet, but with training you if you live in the Star Wars universe, can control the Force, control this energy force, and this will allow you to control the Force, or the gravity pulling force that a Jedi can have to pull anything that they want that is heavy, and they can also control minds. So Qui-Gon Jinn, so Obi-Wan runs the midichlorian test. The midichlorian test that Qui-Gon Jinn asked him to run on young Anakin, and the result is just baffling in a good way. Obi-Wan says to Qui-Gon, Master, I haven't seen this type of blood, this type of midichlorian cell, midichlorian cell count ever before, and there's a prophecy. There's a prophecy. There's a Jedi Knight.
I'm still not sure about that.
There's a Jedi prophecy that tells of a super Jedi that will bring peace to the galaxy, and with these amazing midichlorian scores from this test, Qui-Gon sees young Anakin as this young Anakin as the one super Jedi that will bring balance to the galaxy, that will bring balance and join the Federation and the intergalactic council together, and have peace all throughout the galaxy. But again, the one issue is, first of all, but the one issue is that you have to be a certain age, and you have to be the Jedi Council has to approve of that you're at the age that a Jedi Master can train you. That's the first issue that Qui-Gon will later encounter. Later in the movie encounter. The second thing is that Anakin is too young. Yes, too young. And yes, he might have this amazing midichlorian cell count up to the roof, but he can't go because he's a slave. But with winning the pod race, Qui-Gon with winning the pod race, Qui-Gon frees Anakin, but Anakin asks Qui-Gon, did you free my mother too? Did you get my did you free my mother sorry, did you free my mother too? And Qui-Gon says, Anakin, I tried, but I wasn't that successful, that I tried my best, but I couldn't free your mother. Just you. Then later on, or during the same time, during a couple scenes later, Qui-Gon asks Anakin, or Mrs. Skywalker, who is Anakin's father. Did he have a father? Who's Anakin's father? And Mrs. Skywalker says, I cared for him. I cared for him. I cared for Annie, and it just me and him. It's just me and him. And then Mrs. Skywalker says to Qui-Gon, he's going with you, isn't he? And Qui-Gon says to Mrs. Skywalker, yes. And Qui-Gon says to Mrs. Skywalker, yes, Mrs. Skywalker, your boy, or Anakin has this ability that I haven't seen in 100 billion years, and I can sense something in him. I could sense the Force in him, and eventually Anakin and Qui-Gon leave Tatooine, so Anakin eventually leaves his home and his mother and Tatooine to go with Qui-Gon and Qui-Gon Jinn to Coruscant, and this is where both Anakin and Jar Jar and Padme Amidala and R2-D2 go back to the royal Royal Highness Padme's Queen, to your Royal Highness Amidala's royal ship, and set off to the planet of Coruscant. And this is where, before they get to the ship, they encounter their first fight. They encounter a stranger who knows the art of the Force. And he's very skilled with a lightsaber, which we would find out later, before and later, that he's a Sith. Now, at this time in the Star Wars universe, the Sith have been gone, or have been hiding in who knows where in the galaxy, but they have been hiding, but they have been secretly in the galaxy, like hiding, but they hadn't been seen in 100 billion years. Until now. And of course, this strange and suspected Sith Lord or Sith Padawan is Darth Maul. And of course, Darth Maul's master, or Sith Lord Master, is is Lord Sidious. Lord Sidious. Who again is infiltrated? Who again is infiltrated? None beknownst at this time as who's infiltrated the intergalactic console as Ambassador Palpatine. And eventually when they arrive in Coruscant, and eventually Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and young Anakin Skywalker arrive and see that the Coruscant is a political mess. Because Chancellor Valorum is being accused by the Federation and secretly being accused by Ambassador Palpatine for creating this tension between the Intergalactic Council and the Federation. So Ambassador Palpatine gets in Queen Amidala's ear and says, Queen Amidala, I don't see a pathway to galactic peace. Yes, to galactic peace with Chancellor Valorum. In charge. So you need to convince your fellow galactic emperor / leaders to have a special intergalactic emergency meeting, and I in turn at the same time will convince my fellow ambassadors that to agree to this emergency meeting, and you will have to say to the Intergalactic Assembly of our Intergalactic Council that you have a vote of no confidence for Chancellor Valorum. And so Queen Amidala eventually agrees with Ambassador Palpatine, and Chancellor Valorum is defeated in a vote of no confidence. So in a vote of no confidence, I believe it was 100, according to the galactic I don't know the exact number, but I'm just gonna guess. 10,000 or let's say 6,000 to to 21 in favor of taking Chancellor Valorum chancellery title off of him, and eventually the Intergalactic Council votes in favor of Ambassador Palpatine to become the new and seeker of intergalactic peace to his new promotion of Chancellor of the Intergalactic Congress, or the Intergalactic Council. Then we see that Qui-Gon is talking to the Jedi Council and the Jedi council room about if he could become, if he can train Anakin, young Anakin Skywalker, and Qui-Gon says to the Jedi Council, Anakin is my new apprentice, and this is Great Jedi Master or Grand Jedi Master Yoda says to Qui-Gon, new apprentice you can have. New apprentice you can't have. Sorry if I can't speak Yoda, so I'm trying. So I'm trying my best. So that's what Yoda says to Qui-Gon, no, Qui-Gon, you already have an apprentice. And it's Obi-Wan. You can't have two. The art of the Jedi agent, the Jedi Temple school, the Jedi Temple, Jedi Temple, Jedi tablets or tablets, the Jedi tabs, or Jedi scrolls, ancient scrolls say that a Jedi can't have more than one Padawans. But eventually, Qui-Gon says, all right, I'll do what as you say. As you say, Council, but at least test. Can you test Anakin? And Jedi Master Windu, Samuel Nick Fury himself, Samuel Jackson says to Qui-Gon, you believe that this young Skywalker, or this young boy, is the one that the prophecy, is the super Jedi that the old prophecy, that the ancient prophecy says that will bring bring balance to the Force and bring peace to the galaxy. And Qui-Gon says, in short terms, I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. And the consul eventually agrees to give this test to Anakin, to young Anakin Skywalker. So at this time, then later, or then a few scenes later, we get a sense that, a few scenes later, time passes by, and the two Federation leaders are struggling, but maintaining control over Naboo, and therefore, Sith, Dark Sidious, aka better known as Ambassador Palpatine, in his true and natural dark Sith Lord way, says, I'm getting tired of you, and I want full control of Naboo. And for that, I will send you slugs that don't deserve my acknowledgement. Help, and I'll send my new apprentice, Darth Maul, to assist you. But at this time, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, Jinn and Queen Amidala, and of course her party are trying around after leaving after a few weeks run by in Star Wars.
What kind of businesses are you looking for?
In Star Wars week time, we Obi-Wan and obviously everyone, Queen Amidala and her royal guard, and eventually see that they're the only ones that can stop the two Federation leaders with and Darth Maul from taking over Queen Amidala's home planet of Naboo. So eventually they eventually see an opportunity for Jar Jar to become a sort of a kind of honorary member of the Intergalactic Congress, and to do that, they have to go to Naboo, where Queen Amidala and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn with young Anakin Skywalker try to convince the Gangan Emperor to join the fight against the Federation, and eventually they convince the Gangan Emperor, and the Gangan Emperor gives Jar Jar a very high and profile promotion and the Gangan Emperor promotes clumsy old Jar Jar to General Jar Jar Binks. But when Queen Amidala arrives to meet up with the Gangan Emperor and his litigation to convince him to join the fight against the Federation and the droid army that is destroying Naboo. Queen Amidala says to the Gangan Emperor, "No, sorry to deceive you, Gangan Emperor, but I'm not Queen Amidala. The real Queen Amidala is Padme herself." So Padme had a Queen Amidala was a royal guard follower, a Trojan horse, so that way, the Federation and Dark Sidious, and the two Federation leaders, and obviously Darth Maul wouldn't kidnap her and convince her to sign a treaty to give them control of Naboo. So Padme is actually Queen Amidala, and of course at this time everyone is like, what just no what we just got this we just got this we just got to see we just got Neymar. Who's just, you know what? Who's just, if you guys follow soccer, is a soccer player that when he gets fouled, he gets to the ground very easily, and he sometimes his injuries are his foul. When he gets foul he tries to fake an injury. So they got Neymar. So Anakin and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn and everyone else, or not just all four of them, including with Jar Jar himself, got Neymar by Padme. So eventually Padme has a plan to take back her 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 her, her palace, her 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 palace, her palace, and her home and her planet as a whole. They, with including Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan, have planned to sneak through the back end of the palace without anyone, without any droid or anyone from the Federation, from the Federation, and finding out their secret plan and plot, good plot, to take back the palace and Naboo itself. So Queen Padme Amidala, and of course everyone else, and they're running through. They're getting to where they're getting near their objective, but in the carrier room where as I told you before, where they where they acquired, or where they first acquired the royal ship. Queen Amidala and her posse. They're near their objective, but before they could sing "I'm so excited, I just can't hide it." They encounter, or they are stopped in their tracks by Mr. Spiky red hair, and red hot as a tomato skin, red hot as a tomato, red hot as a Thai chili of a skin Darth Maul. So realizing herself that she doesn't have the firepower to take down Darth Maul herself, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan say to Queen Padme Amidala, we can handle this stranger. Or this one, this guy, this dude. So then a battle ensued. Then a great lightsaber battle ensues between light and, of course, between the light side and, of course, the dark side. But at the same time, young Anakin Skywalker is hiding in carrier room, and Qui-Gon Jinn had told him stay in the ship, stay here, and eventually, and eventually, and eventually, young Anakin Skywalker finds himself inside a inside a royal yellow starfighter, and accidentally young Anakin Skywalker turns on the ship's autopilot control autopilot on. So Anakin and R2D2 are on the are blasted off into outer space towards the base, the mothership of the two Federation leaders. Then so this is and then we see the lightsaber battle intensify between Darth Maul, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon until the lightsaber battle hits a dramatic and sad climax. When Darth Maul, by some dark side miracle, stabs Qui-Gon in the abdomen with his long two-sided red lightsaber, and murders Qui-Gon, and eventually Obi-Wan cuts Darth Maul just like a piece of Sith salami. Yes, of Sith salami in half. And then in his dying breath, Qui-Gon says to Obi-Wan Kenobi to train the one that will bring balance to the galaxy and the Force itself. To train young Anakin to become a great Jedi. Then Qui-Gon tragically passes away. Then in the 3-scene ending sequence, we we see that Obi-Wan is in the Jedi Council room talking to Jedi Master Yoda, and says to Master Yoda, I'm ready. I'm ready to train. I'm ready to train Anakin. And 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 Yoda and Master Yoda says, You are certain you are ready to train you are. Ready to train you are, but darkness I see in darkness I see in young Anakin. Yoda says to Grand Jedi Master, Yoda says to to now officially Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. But after a few words of convincing, Obi-Wan convinces Grand Master Jedi Yoda to train young Anakin, and Grandmaster Yoda says, wish it is. I'll grant wish. Agree, I do. With your wish. Agree, I do. I agree, I do with you. So then we see Qui-Gon Jinn's final send-off or funeral, and this is one of the saddest parts, but coolest parts in the whole movie, in my estimation, in my view. We see, when I first saw this, when I was about 7 years old, I never had seen a Jedi funeral before. So it was pretty cool. We see the fiery send-off to the soul of Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn, and then Grandmaster Yoda and Grandmaster Jedi Master Yoda is talking to Jedi Master Mace Windu, and Jedi Master Mace Windu confirms that Darth Maul is officially a Sith. Then Grandmaster Yoda says, a Sith he is. 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 Therefore, a master he must have. A Sith master he must have. And that's where the Jedi part of the movie ends. But the Jedi part and Anakin's new journey begins. begins. And at the end of the movie, we see a big Gangan parade, and in the town square of newly Federation freed Naboo, and Queen Padme Amidala gives the Gangan Emperor a piece. I want to say a shiny piece egg. No, a shiny Nabooan piece orb of peace. And that's where the movie ends. So thank you guys for watching this video, and leave a like, and leave a like, and let me know what is, if you have seen Episode 1, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. What is your favorite part of the first prequel? Now, and another thing, and let me know what if you were a member of the Jedi count of the Intergalactic Council, and what if you were one of the members that were suspicious of Ambassador Palpatine before. What if you were a member of the Galactic Council, and if you were a member, would you have been suspicious of Ambassador Palpatine and stopped him before he became what we all know, what we as Star Wars know he would become before he would become, what he became? Thank you guys for watching. Bye.